never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
What's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy Dan. Tonight is our SummerSlam 2024 results / review. Right here, all in the statement. So, you remember how I said WWE needs to have PLE's past 5 matches? I'm going to stick to that statement, but when you add a 3-hour pre-show to make a show 8 hours, Jesus Christ. I don't think anybody can sit there for 8 hours. I fucking sat there for 8 hours. And I was thinking that maybe they put a match or two on the pre-show. Didn't fucking happen. Not at all. But they did have a lot of different interview segments, like Punk got her own interview, Drew got one, Seth got one, Cody got one, Rhea, Liv. There's a lot of people that had, you know, like interviews and questions, even by Michael Cole. And yeah, could you skip the pre-show and still be fine with the PLE? Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't suggest go back and watch it unless you like that type of stuff. So, but in my predictions video, I got 5 out of 7 of these matches correct. I did not get correct the order of the PLE of the match card. So, yeah, yes. All right. First match of the night. Pause. Why would you put your number 1 feud on Monday Night Raw on a PLE first? There's more people invested in this story. I don't understand why you didn't just let this go into the middle of the show, because there's some other matches that could have went before it. It would have been fine. It was the Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Rhea and Dom came out. It looked like they were on the same page. Yeah. Liv came out. And the match went to go start. And we thought this was going to be a quick squash. Nope. Liv rolls out of the ring. Rhea rolls out after her. She rolls back in. Rhea rolls back in. Liv rolls out. It was like that back and forth for a while. It was actually, I was just like, can we please stop doing this Road Runner Coyote story, please? Please? And then, of course, Liv acted like she was. Liv rolled out of the ring, and then Rhea acted like she was. Liv rolled back in the ring, and when she looked up, Rhea was still there. That's when the match got started. It was a physical match here and there. Rhea was on top a lot. She dominated mostly. And then a move happened, and then she dislocated her shoulder, her right shoulder. And she oversold this shit from hell, because I'm going to trust me. I can dislocate my arm out of socket anytime I want. And it is fucking painful. And how I have to get it back into place is exactly what Rhea did. She lethal weaponed that shit. So let's get to it. Yay! Rhea runs into the announce table, shoulder first, and acts like it pops it back in. Liv tries to jump out of the ring. Dom pushes Rhea out of the way and takes the hit. Of course, this pisses Rhea off. She throws Liv back in the ring, saying, "Not my Dom." Checks on Dom. She gets pissed, and she grabs a fucking chair and goes to hit Liv with it. And Dom pulls the chair out. I was like, "Mommy, you can't do this. You won't win the belt this way at all. You'll get disqualified. You need the belt. Focus on winning. Just win." And Rhea's like, "You know what? You're right. You're right." Liv gives her an oblivion after that. And of course, Dom goes off. And hearing back and forth, and then Dom actually throws the chair into the ring and then distracts the ref. He threw it in right between them two, mostly towards Rhea. Rhea looks down like she's going to grab it, looks over at Dom. He goes to do that. Liv gives her an oblivion on top of the chair. Liv throws the chair out. Dom gets down. Ref turns around, 1, 2, 3. Dom is smiling. He's fucking smiling. And Liv retains the Women's Heavyweight Championship. She gets out, rolls out onto the floor with her belt and sitting on her butt and happy, and then Dom comes behind her and picks her up. Liv looks at her, looks at him, he's looking at Rhea, and then he looks over at Liv, and then it happened. As the world turns, Jesus Christ, Dominik kisses Liv. And then Mommy looks like she just got her heart ripped out of her chest. I enjoyed this match. It was really good. I really did. I thought it was a great match and great storytelling. And this is what the fans wanted, so I'm glad that happened. The next match was Sami Zayn versus Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental Championship. This was the shortest match on the card. This match, no shit, I went back and timed it. It's 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Sammy was not squashed. There was good back and forth between the two. He gave him a suplex into the ropes like he normally does. Sammy runs to the other corner, about to give him a haluva kick. He starts to run, and Breakker spears the shit out of Sami Zayn. But it's not over yet. He waits till he gets up. He runs, bounces off one rope, bounces off the other rope, and then super spear. 1, 2, 3. Bron Breakker is your new Intercontinental Championship. I think this was the right move. I enjoyed the match. I just wish it went on a little longer, and I wish they would showcase Bron's power and some of the moveset that he actually does have. Was it the right call? Absolutely. I think this was a course correction from WWE because they didn't allow him to win at SummerSlam. I'm not SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, and it was a bad match. And the fans backlashed it, so I think they did a little course correction. And I'm okay with him being the Intercontinental Champion. I'm great with that. Next, which I thought this show was going to open the night, we got Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States Championship. Logan Paul comes out doing his entrance. He looks at a security guard. He taps him and turns around. Hook comes down. It's MGK. The actual pay-per-view was actually at a track that sponsored the whole show. It's like, yeah, it's Jelly Roll and MGK have an album together. And Jelly Roll was in the audience. And on panels, and he actually got into a little scuffle in the ring. It was great. On SmackDown, LA Knight stole the Prime truck. He drove it to the arena, gets out, still talking shit, grabs a pipe, busts in one of the windows, and they follow him from the back to the ring. And yeah, away we go. LA Knight got onto the apron to go up to the corner to do his normal little shit, and Logan Paul attacked him. And this outside brawl lasted a good 5-10 minutes almost. And the match hadn't even started yet. At all. Seriously. At one point in the match, Logan Paul spit Prime in his eyes and his face. He throws LA Knight in. LA Knight is getting talked to by the ref. MGK jumps over, gives him some brass knucks on a necklace. And then Logan Paul is on the apron, and LA Knight goes to grab him and throw him back in. And when he's up in the air, Logan Paul hits him with the brass knucks, throws him on the ground, turns around, and he's going to do his somersault into the ring clothesline that he stole from Hangman Page, Adam Page. But right when he's about to give him the clothesline, LA Knight catches him and gives him the Yeah, the BFT. And that said, we have a new United States Championship. The third belt, the second belt to change hands on this night. I didn't care for this match at all. I don't like Logan Paul as a person. I respect him for the work that he's put in to become a wrestler. He's done very well for himself there, and he's very athletic. He's a decent wrestler. I just don't like the human being. With that being said, also LA Knight, not a fan. Can he wrestle? Absolutely. Does he have charisma? Absolutely. But the IWC and the universe it's really torn with LA Knight. If you've known anything, everyone always calls him someone who is stealing someone's gimmick. Because if you watch him long enough and listen to him, his voice is identical to The Rock. His mannerisms are identical to The Rock and Stone Cold. So people think that he's talking different than he normally does and acting this way because he's just a rip-off artist. And in all reality, his voice does sound like The Rock, but it's his voice. If you've watched this man from any time in his wrestling career, which has been a while, as Eli Drake in TNA and on the Indies and in WWE, this guy he's a good wrestler. His fans are torn on it. But I'm glad that Logan Paul is no longer the United States champion. And we have, I'll fix this camera right quick. And we have a new United States champion. Next, we got Nia, the Queen Jax, versus Yamala, BBL Bayley, for the Women's WWE Championship. I thought this was going to be a squash match, but I also picked Bayley to win this match, and I was wrong. Bayley did pretty good against her. She did show one strength shown right here. She gave Nia a power bomb, and I'm not fat shaming anybody, but that's a lot to pick up. It just is. Sorry. Tiffany distracts her when her music comes out because it looked like Bayley had the best of her. But this was just a planned distraction for Nia to hit Bayley with a couple of her Yokozuna drops. Pretty much. I guess they call it the flatliner. I don't know. Anyway, she's killed many of people with this move. But we have a new WWE Women's Champion, Nia Jax. I made a little joke to my buddies and everybody saying that this was going to be the night of all title changes. Next was probably the most anticipated match on this card for me and for a lot of people. I'm going to give you a warning. I am a CM Punk fan. 100%. Followed him my whole entire life. If you know me, you know I'll glaze the hell out of CM Punk because I love the guy. But I'm not delusional. He is accident prone to a certain extent. So it means that he gets hurt. And he is of a certain age that, yeah, he's no spring chicken anymore. So a lot of the doubts that we had inside the IWC and the fandom was he's either going to get hurt or he's going to get blown up really fast. And he kind of did get blown up, but we'll get into that in a second. So music hits, Seth Rollins comes down and does his gets in the ring, takes off his jacket, and he's showing a referee shirt. Now, it's specially made for him. It was all glitterified, but in between the white stripes was see-through black, and it looked like tiger stripes or, cows and stuff. This, I'll tell you about it in a minute. This is exactly the Shawn Michaels SummerSlam where he was the special guest referee when the match with Bret Hart. And Drew comes out, normal thing. Punk comes out, unzips his jacket. He's wearing Bret Hart themed wrestling gear. And I was like, okay, they're going to try to recreate this match, pay homage to those two guys. And I was actually pleasantly surprised. Punk did get blown up. It looked like he put a little more muscle mass onto it. And he looked like he thinned down a little bit in his gut. Sorry. He definitely looked like he belonged. His ring gear fit him. like it did in the Royal Rumble and in Madison Square Garden. This one actually fit. So, congrats to Phil. This match went about as much as you could say it could. This was the only non-title match on the card, and this is the one where fans were dying to see. CM Punk got a fucking huge pop. I don't give a fuck what you say, he got a huge pop. People love CM Punk. Enough said. This was not a squash match. These two went after each other, and I was like, hell yeah. And Seth let a lot of shit slide. They were outside the ring for a while. Seth didn't count them out. Hilarious thing is, he was egging them on. So Punk had Drew on the outside, and he kept slamming his hair into the stairs. He's like, what, you gonna disqualify me? And Seth was like, nah, keep going. Kill him. Do what you gotta do. And he did. So the premise is that Seth doesn't like either one of these guys. And neither does Phil, and neither does Drew. So it's like a three-way love-hate relationship. A lot went to go on. The biggest thing that happened was we had another one of those chairs thing where basically Drew grabs a chair and he comes back in the ring and he goes, are you going to disqualify me if I do this? And they went back and forth for a second. Seth's like, nah, you're good. And then Seth wants to go, Drew goes to hit Punk with it, and Seth, in good conscience, takes the chair and throws it outside. Like so. And why Drew, he missed his shot. Punk gave him a couple different maneuvers and then put him in the Anaconda device, as you see right here. But Phil, once again, looks down and sees the bracelet. And this hindered him a little bit. So he let go of it, grabbed it. He got kicked. The bracelet fell on the mat. And Rollins picks it up. And instead of putting it in his pocket or anything, he puts it on his wrist. It's okay. There was a couple pinfall attempts. Seth didn't really mess them up. So it was good. At one point, Phil gets up. He does the top elbow from the top rope, but he does the old kiss like he did back at Money in the Bank in 2014 to Seth. Hits the elbow, and they're off to the races. And Punk got distracted by Rollins because he saw that the bracelet was on Rollins' wrist, and they got back and forth with each other. It was really, really bad. And then Punk picks up Rollins, gives him to go to sleep, and then Drew gives him a Claymore. And then took a little bit. They're getting into it. And it was, if you listen to it, they were really not holding back. These guys really do not like each other. But he got distracted because of the bracelet, his Claymore. Seth counts 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre wins this match. CM Punk had the bracelet on his wrist. Drew saw it and then takes the bracelet once again and leaves Punk in the ring. So I don't think this feud is over. It's never going to be over for these two. They hate each other. Was it the right call to let Drew win? Absolutely. I think Drew deserved the win. I think he needed the win for some stock purposes. CM Punk is a legend and just super over. He doesn't need to win every match. He doesn't. I'm happy that he put over Drew. I think that was very, very big of him. Do I see another match coming? Absolutely. Probably Bad Blood. Or that could be him and Seth. But anyway, Seth and Drew are going to have a match. Punk and Drew are going to have another match. Punk and Seth are going to have a match. Hell, they might all be in one match together. Don't know. Next, we had a backstage segment with Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Earlier in the pre-show, Finn Balor and Damian got into it. I didn't watch the whole thing because I was on a bathroom break. But with that being said, Finn's like, hey, I can't find him anywhere. They're talking about Dom, and then Damian's like, well, they probably took off. They probably left. He's like, well, anyway, we'll get to that later. He goes, but hey, I understand what you're saying, and I'm sorry. He's like, water on the bridge. Let's just move forward. The club comes first. And Finn goes, well, I know you don't want me out there, but if you need me, just let me know. And he's like, okay. Seemed normal enough. The ring general comes out first. He was booed. The reason he was booed is because if y'all didn't follow, he had 2 weeks worth of promos that he basically, it was a rehash of the Triple H Booker T from back in the Attitude Era. And it was a little borderline racist. There were some racial undertones in it. He didn't really say anything racial, it was just undertones. So that actually made the WWE Universe and the IWC not wanting Gunther to win. Does Gunther deserve to win? Yeah, he's a damn good wrestler. But when he did this promos, this took a lot of fan base away from him. These two had a decent ass match. Priest looked good. Gunther looked good. Gunther was the only man on the show that was bleeding from his chest. So they went after each other. Gunther did get the best of him, and then you see Finn. And Finn's on the side like, come on, Damian. And then Gunther hits him. That pisses Damian off. He starts debating his ass. He gives him a South of Heaven chokeslam. And I knew some fucker was going to happen because Damian rolls Gunther all the way to the rope. And then, for some reason, Finn puts Gunther's leg on the bottom rope, which stops the count. Damon doesn't understand what's going on. They're showing a replay, and he looks up at the Titantron and sees what happened. Gets pissed. And he actually grabs Finn by his neck and beard. Gunther pulls him back, gets him in a sleeper. He gets out of it. Gunther puts him back in the sleeper. Gunther passes out, and not Gunther, Damian Priest passes out from the sleeper. And your new World Heavyweight Champion is Gunther. Do I think this was the right call? No, I think Damian deserved to keep it a little longer, but there you go on that one. Your new World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther. Which means that he's probably not going to drop this belt for a very long time. Alright, so before that happened, before we get to the last match, Miz and Truth were in the ring, and they were going back and forth, and they basically did the normal shtick of this many people in attendance. Then you had A-Town Down, the Cuckles, interrupt them, and they made fun of everyone, including the town and Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll is seen jumping over the gate, grabs a chair, and gets into the ring. And we get 2 chair shots, then a triple knuckle shuffle from all 3 of them to one person, to Austin Theory. So, Jelly Roll made his in-ring debut. Good job, bro. It was entertaining. Next, we have the final match of the night. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa for the WWE Undisputed Championship, which it just needs to be renamed to WWE Championship. And it's under Bloodline rules. And as the IWC and fandom says, we don't know what the fuck that is. It's basically a no-holds-barred match, but you can only win by submission and pin inside the ring. So pretty much they could have done anything they wanted to. There's a no disqualification, no count out type match. They make Solo look strong here. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. He made him look strong, which was great. Cody went to go give him, Solo went to go give him the crossroads. Cody changes it out. And then the Tongans come out and they start beating up on Cody. And I'm like, okay. Before this match, Cody's walking to the thing and we get Arn Anderson. Arn motherfucking Anderson. In the back, and then he has a conversation with him. And he said basically he made some phone calls and Cody's not alone. That if he needs help, it's there. And there's still people that love him. Cool. So we get these 2 fuckers and they give him, this is the Gorillas of Destiny from New Japan, basically. And they did their little match on him, and then KO, Kevin Owens, music hits. He comes down and starts helping Cody. Beating him down. He got all three of them. They finally get him on the ropes because of the numbers game. And then Randy Orton makes his return again. Comes out. Oh, he gives Tanga Loa an RKO. Then Tama Tonga. He splits out of him. KO gives him the stunner. And then we resume the match. We have not seen Jacob Fatu yet. And then we did. Jacob Fatu shows up. And he starts to decimate Cody. Gives him a couple beautiful, beautiful moonsaults. Then grabs Solo and tries to put the pin on him. He didn't do it. Pisses him off. He gets him outside the ring. Jacob puts him on the front announce table. Jumps up and then gives him a long ass splash. And on his landing, it looked like he landed on his shin. And I think he's legitimately hurt, people. I think he is really hurt. Because he was screaming and then trying to put weight on it. And he kept falling. You can see his ankle busted. I hope it's not broken. I hope it's just like a deep tissue bruise or a bone bruise. Because he's got so much momentum right now behind him that I feel if he actually got hurt, it could hurt him. It could just take a little bit of a stock away from him. But at the same time, we love Jacob Fatu. The IWC loves Jacob Fatu. We hope you feel better, bro. I hope you didn't get nothing too fucked up. Solo's about to fuck up Cody. And then this is where he landed on his leg. Then we had a return. Welcome back, Roman Reigns, our tribal chief. We acknowledge you. His music hit, and it was a kind of a miscue, but the place went absolutely fucking bonkers. The loudest pop I've heard in a very long time. He looks great. Sporting new gear. Everyone's like, one of the announcers like, original tribal chief. I'm like, no. That means only tribal chief. That's right. I fucking said it. So he comes down to the ring. And he looks like $1 million. He does. It looks like he slimmed down more and looks like he gained a little bit more upper muscle. So he gets in and gives a straight Superman punch to Solo. Then gives him a spear. Stares at Cody. And the whole place is going nuts. I'm going to put this in perspective, people. Roman Reigns did not come down to help Cody. He did not come down to help Cody. He came down to set shit right with Solo. He sees Cody and knows what he represents, and he's like, he basically gave him that look like, I'm coming for you, motherfucker, eventually, but I got some shit to handle first. So, Cody pins Solo and retains, which once yet again proves that Cody Rhodes cannot defend the title without help from somebody from the outside. He cannot win a match unless he has outside interference from somebody. Almost every match this man's done since even right before he's won, he's always had somebody come in and fight his battles with him or for him. To me, that's not a championship. As poor and lazy booking. I get it. You want those shock surprises. You want to get your baby face to like overcome odds, but at the same time, this motherfucker keeps getting saved by everybody else, and they take all the damage for him. So I'm a little frustrated with that booking decision. I think it's bullshit. And this is the face and sound that Solo did after he realized Roman Reigns is back. And he was screaming, Jacob screaming, everybody was, it was just a long night. And then the Roman stares Cody down as he's doing his title thing. So that was SummerSlam. As a whole, we'll get it like a 5. It was mid. We only got one surprise, and it was Roman Reigns. Kind of glad he's back, but I figured that either Jimmy would show up or Carlos Tonga, or even there was pictures earlier in the day of Zilla Fatu. If you don't know who Zilla Fatu is, go look him up. He's another family of the Anawahi. Took a picture with Triple H, so he was backstage. The rumors have been wild that he's coming here. He's coming to WWE. But this man actually wrestles in Hog. I don't think he's signed a contract, but he's their world champion. So, if you want to is just a Deka Fatu and Umanga together, that's Zilla. Zilla does not play. He can fucking go. He can go. Just like Jacob can go, he can go. But it was a mid show. I got the Bayley, the Bayley and Nia Jax match wrong, and I got the Damian Priest and Gunther match wrong. So I was 5 for 7 tonight, and that's good. But could have a lot of things been better? Absolutely. Could a lot of things been worse? Absolutely. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles. You know what I'm saying? So, as always, guys, I appreciate you guys coming out, watching the videos, supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. Do not forget that you can catch me pretty regularly on Thursdays at 7:30-ish on YouTube and Facebook at the Wolfpack Wrestling Podcast. Go check those guys out. Give them a like, subscribe, and a follow. Same with me, because it does help out the channel. Come check us out. We have fun. We talk wrestling. So this past Thursday show was amazing. We had a great time. A lot of good engagement. So check us all out. Thursday, 7:30-ish. Right here on Facebook and YouTube. So thank you guys once again. It's been very humbling, and thank you for all you guys' support. And on that note, be good people. Damian should have won.